How is everyone doing today? In this video, we have a lot to talk about because yes, we did get the localization update. For of course, it's usually our timeline of certain events that are going to come out within a certain time period. And then with that being said, we also get to know which characters come out. So this is gonna be very exciting. I did go ahead and look through basically all the characters we should be confirmed. This won't be an in-depth video on those characters specifically, but I will be telling you which event stories we're getting. And also all the new updates, and not only that, the characters that are going to be coming with those said events. So we are going to talk about those characters very briefly, and then I'll make another video talking about all of them in specific, a little bit more in detail, and then we'll go into all of the other stuff because I just feel like this is a little bit of a crazy situation we're kind of in right now, and we're going to be jumping between different pages with looking at the characters themselves and also the timeline of banners that were on JP compared to what there are in global. Because I'm just gonna go ahead and say this right now, we are skipping quite a bit of banners. So we'll have to see how this is going to be. As you can see, we are going to be receiving some event stories, which is going to be really nice for us to see on our way towards getting closer to chapter 5.1. With that being said, with the next few versions of the, I guess you could say, events coming out, we are going to be receiving the Christmas event, which is going to be Akari and Misato. These two characters specifically, they're both really nice. One of them is more whale friendly, which I think is the Akari if I'm not wrong. Holy crap, fills OD gauge by 150% if you break. Ooh, wow, that's insane. And okay, yeah, she's kind of nasty. I can see why she's like whale bait. Holy crap, 150% OD on a break is kind of insane. Then Misato is going to be giving herself ice attack up. She also has a hit count buff and is AoE with a 50% HP modifier, which is really nice to see. Regardless of that, this is a very interesting choice of a banner to be putting onto the middle of summer, which is the Christmas banner. Like I said, we are going to talk about these characters very briefly and specific, and I think we're going to spend more time on specific characters rather than these guys, because these guys are a little, you know, they're side banners. If you like these characters, that's good for you. You can pull for them if you want, but I know there's a lot of characters that people are very excited for that we might be talking about very soon. Besides that banner, which is letters on the back, which is going to be the Sakari and Misato banner, we're going to be receiving chapter 5.1 interlude, which is going to be us in this dying season. You know what that means? That means TAMA and Megumi are coming out. So yes, TAMA is here. She's finally coming. This is kind of insane that we are receiving TAMA super like right now, right after the Angel Beats banner. I kind of expected so, but remember that there are a couple of banners that we are missing in terms of Sharo's banner. We haven't received Sharo's banner, and we also haven't gotten the Bride's banner either with Ichiko and Mari. So we have skipped a few banners, and we're immediately going from Misato and also Ikari to straight to Sutama and Megumi, which is actually kind of insane. Now, there is a potential that they put multiple banners back to back. This doesn't mean that we are guaranteed not to get those banners, because remember, they do like to put banners together. So potentially during Akari's banner with Misato, so you have these two, they could put Mari's banner and Ichiko's banner right next to them. Like, it's very possible for them to do so. And what scares me a little bit, which I don't think is possible, because they would have to have their own event, I'm sure. I'm not 100% sure on the timeline, because most of the events have to have a specific banner tied to it. So it is a chance that it might happen, but most likely not, because like I said, most events have to be put with their specific banner. So we can't kind of like skip through. So characters like Sharo, I don't know if they would be doing that, and I don't know if Mari specifically has their own event. But if they don't, then they could skip it and put it inside next to Misato and Ikari's banner. So besides these guys, the interlude does mean that yes, we are receiving Sutama and Megumi. This has been a long awaited banner for quite some time, and as you may know, yeah, she's giving the full suite of buffs: crit rate up, crit damage up, mind's eye, attack buff, and then you're getting at 5 SP on a limit break 3. So yeah, Sutama is coming, confirmed, which is kind of insane. And then we got two other banners coming. This one makes sense because of the timeline wise, which is Aoi will become an idol. This will allow us to get not made Aoi, idol Aoi, which is going to be giving us some brand new buffs. Which is going to be debuff guard, which is really cool. That means that the enemy can't put debuffs on you, and then recover 5 SP, which is pretty cool to see. It seems like you have to have fire as part of your team. Increases the SP of all fire type characters other than yourself by 5. So it's very reminiscent of what light Tama has, which is very cool. And then she also has a party debuff guard, which is going to be put on her common skill, and she will be a fire attacker with this specific Memoria. Of course, she's still a defender, but she has the capability of doing damage with her common skill, which is fire. Besides that, we are also looking at if you have 3 or more fire style characters on the team, all allies defense is increased by 50%, which is pretty cool. And not only that, at limit break 3, fill your overdrive gauge at battle start by 5%. I'm assuming this is every turn. I'm assuming if that's the case. I have no idea how that's supposed to work out, but Maid Aoi is pretty cool. And then we also have Idol Aoi, and we also have Idol Ichigo, which Idol Ichigo is actually pretty cool. Sadly, the EX skill itself is hard to use. Actually, now that I think about it, you could probably take this debuff away with Idol Aoi, which that's actually pretty cool. Prevents all incoming debuffs from being applied. I don't know if that counts as an incoming buff because it's a self-inflicted buff, but if you can stop it from happening, that's actually pretty cool, because this Ichigo not only has the fire AoE attack, is able to do hit count buff, and also has a common skill that raises attack that's a hit count buff. So this move specifically can be really good for Thunder Ichigo. So if you are a big fan of Ichigo, this fire Ichigo is actually pretty nice, just because you're able to give this hit count buff and the attack buff to the other Ichigo, which I think is really good. Besides those events specifically, we are looking at we saw Misato and Akari, we got Tama and Megumi, we got Aoi and also Ichigo, and we got the Minions Note and Silver Watch. The Minions Note and Silver Watch is going to be Bungo and also Miko. If you watched a video recently about the best light team that you could possibly make, this Miko is a part of that banner, which is actually kind of insane. This Miko is going to be providing an additional turn. It's also going to be giving you 2-turn fragile and 2-turn single target light defense down. This is going to be a pretty nice character to grab for the light team, just because of all the debuffs that you're providing. And of course, this does go into, did you already pull for Yuki? If you did, you probably don't want this Miko, but this Miko is really good for those that didn't pull for Yuki. And you also have this Bungo as well that will be put onto the same banner as Miko. She has AoE Dispel, so you get to remove buffs from targets. And then I think the DP damage modifier goes down after the first time. Now, the funny thing about her common skill has a chance of giving you 10 SP plus a little bit of damage, which is pretty cool. If you failed the common skill, you actually give the 10 SP to yourself still, but you give the enemies 50% raised defense for 3 turns. I think that is absolutely insane that we're doing this. Oh, this is a really funny common skill. Definitely would not like to use that, or that's a lot of resets. But these are the characters that we should be expecting with all the events that we've got to see. Misato, Akari, Tama, Megumi, Aoi, Ichigo, Bungo, and Miko. Now, I didn't expect Miko to come here. It's kind of crazy that we don't have Mari, Mari the bride, Ichigo the bride. We also don't have Sharo and Maria as well, because they were, if you look at this timeline, thankfully from our Bakasa, of course, for the Tojo files. If you look at this timeline, Maria and also Sharo were supposed to come here before Akari and Misato. We also are skipping on Yinksha and Kanzaki, which is actually kind of insane too. So yeah, there's a couple of characters we're skipping. We're missing Kanzaki and Yun, which is the thunder buffer, and Kanzaki was the attacker for dark. And then we also have the thunder implant with Maria, and then we also had this Yotsuha and Mua, which doesn't really matter for the most part. And they were talking about a summer themed banner, so that might go into what we're going to talk about in the future with maybe bringing Waki and Yuki, but there's just a lot of things right now that are kind of all over the place with the timeline they're giving us. We just know of the confirmed characters, which of course, like I said already, are Akari, Misato, Tama, Megumi, Aoi, Ichiko, Bongo, and Miko. These are all the characters in the current moment that are confirmed for the banner. Now we'll be making a separate video talking about what specific characters are more in priority, but if I had to give you a really quick summary, it's definitely Sutama without a single doubt. Sutama will definitely be one of those characters, and if you really like the light team or really like the light characters, Miko might be a nice pickup as well. But going ahead and talking about the rest of the stuff that's in this update, the second phase of the Astrum is coming, so of course that means it's time to level up those S ranks, time to level up those A ranks, all those different type of units that you probably haven't been using. Maybe some of the what is it called, exchange S's, they are really good as well. Make sure to work on a couple of those so that you can use this during the Astrium. That way you can get those points that you need for your phone wallpaper, which I cannot wait to get the 31A wallpaper for that, which is gonna be really cool. For the second part, is this has to be a typo, I swear it has to. Countdown to interlude 2. So this is going to be, of course, the interlude towards chapter 5. During the event period, log in daily to receive 10 free SS guaranteed rolls. Now I'm assuming this is 10 multis that end up coming up into an SS guaranteed. I very highly doubt that this is 10 free SS guaranteed pulls. If it is, you don't have me complaining. I'm very happy if that's what we're getting. 10 SS guaranteed rolls, that would be insane, but that seems a little over the top. That seems a little broken if you ask me. Now, like I said, I'm not complaining about it, but holy crap, is that an insane thing to see. 3,000 quartz and 100 life stones in total. So I'm not gonna advertise this. You're not gonna see this in the thumbnail or anything, of 10 free SS guaranteed rolls, because there's just no way this is real. Just because of how insane that would be to get a guaranteed SS every multi, I guess you could say, or every pull for like a week or something. Yeah, I just don't believe that's the case. If that is, like I said, I'm happy. I have no problems coming from me. But 3,000 cores is enough for a 10 pull, 10 SS guaranteed rolls. So I'm pretty sure it meant 10 free S guaranteed rolls. I'm pretty sure that's what it meant. Either that or 10 free multis that go up into a SS guaranteed at the end or something like that. And 100 life stones, which if you're not flooded in life stones, holy crap, you're a grinder. Weekend relaxation event. Log in every weekend during the event to come with 20 life stones and enhancement materials. So even more life stones, holy. And then limited time missions, complete missions to earn free 10 rolls and other generous rewards. So I'm assuming this is going to tie into the countdown stuff, unless it is going to be by itself, and that's just a lot of extra pulls for us, which is really cool. Additionally, Heavenbird's Rail will soon introduce a brand new web shop recharge option, offering exclusive discounted packs for greater convenience and savings. That's actually pretty cool. That means you don't have to top up inside the game itself, which I think it's pretty easy to do so this is not too bad for us to get. I guess it's just more quality of life for those that like to spend a little bit more on the game, which is pretty cool, which I'm kind of glad for. And then the next one, we are excited to announce our first ever summer themed version, launching in early August. This summer version will feature 2 story events set in a vibrant summer beach setting, along with the new swimsuit styles. When enjoying the summer festivities, the highly anticipated chapter 5.1 of the main story, titled The Nature of Souls and Star Crossing Journey, will also debut in this update. In addition to the summer story events and main story content, we prepared exclusive benefit events, including login bonuses, free daily gacha, weekend login rewards. Detailed event information will be revealed in future posts. Please stay tuned to the community, which is pretty cool. And then this one right here is just basically saying that Angel Beats is here and they're going to leave very soon, and that we have the second half also up as well. So that's all it's saying. And then the last bit is talking about leaks. Now I don't know in what version they're talking about in terms of leaks. I hope it's not talking about JP stuff, because that's public information, so I hope that's not the case. I'm assuming it's talking about stuff either in JP that people should not be looking at, that they have not announced, or people looking at future banners and stuff like that on global potentially, which I'm assuming that's the case and what they're talking about. I don't think JP information is off limits, I'm assuming, and I'm hoping, because that'd be kind of crazy. But other than that, that's pretty much it for all the update stuff. I'm just very interested of where all these other units are going to be placed. Like I said, we do see that we are going to be receiving Misato, Akari, Ichigo, Aoi, Tama, Megumi, all these characters before Sharo and before Yinksha. And we're also skipping forward a little bit to Bungo and also Miko, when we are skipping Yuki, Waki, Unison Ruka. Like, I'm assuming Unison Ruka might be anniversary, I think. Just for the way that they're kind of stringing everything together. It kind of makes a little sense in my honest opinion. But yeah, if there's any character that you're looking for out of all of this stuff, Sutama's here. Sutama's finally here. A lot of y'all are finally able to use your quartz. A lot of you are finally able to use your SS shards to limit break 3 her. She's about to come. She's going to be very soon coming into the game. By June 13th is going to be, or not June, July 13th is going to be Akari and Misato. And then the next month we're going to be seeing Interlude 2, which is going to be Tama and Megumi. So yeah, we have a lot of stuff to look at, which is going to be really crazy to see all these things coming into the game. Astrum coming back is all really cool, and a lot of the bonuses that we're seeing is really nice too, coming into the game. I'm assuming we're going to get a what is it called, a schedule or something like that, where we always look over when it comes to all the events and the banners that will be coming, specifically with the specific half patch of the version. So I can't wait to talk about that when it comes out. But other than that, that's going to be for this video. Let me know how excited you are for Tama and all of them. But other than that, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to sub, leave like, comment, all that different type of stuff. Let me know who you're excited for. See you on the next one. Peace.